Now that kids are on holiday break, there are some unique ways to have fun learning about the great outdoors. Wake Up Central's Skot Covert tells us all about it, plus looks into the latest about bird flu in today's Outdoor Report.
Hey, good Saturday to you. Time for another edition of the Outdoor Report. Trey, we are in the thick of duck season. Lots to talk about. What are you seeing so far?
Unfortunately, Scott, not a lot.
Not a lot. Yeah, we need some rain, need some water, huh?
We do need some water. And we have had some more seasonal temperatures earlier in the week, although later in the week it was warmer more like, September. But,
that's right.
And the cold weather is one thing, and I'll take it. I'm not, I want more of it, but man, we just need rain, man. It is just so dry out there. There's just not a lot of places to hold ducks.
Not a lot of places. Now, you guys flew some aerial surveys, getting some counts on some ducks. We don't have those numbers yet, but it sounds like you did find something.
We found something that we didn't necessarily want to find. Yeah, we flew aerial waterfowl surveys last week, and hopefully next week on the report I'll have some numbers, that we can quantify things. Probably ground truth, what a lot of hunters are seeing,
or ducks.
Air truth in this case. But what we did see, they noticed some pockets of some deceased snow blue and Ross's geese, and so we sent in ground crews after that to collect some of those birds, send them for testing, and we are experiencing another highly pathogenic avian influenza outbreak. Now the good news is, we talked about this last year. This happened last year. It doesn't seem to be nearly as widespread.
That's good.
Near the prevalence of what we're seeing, not anything like what we saw last year.
Now, one thing I remember about last year is we saw it in some concerning numbers, but once we got rain, we spread the birds out, it didn't transfer as much.
Great point. I mean, because, birds are going to be concentrated in areas where there's water.
Those few areas.
Right.
They're
and
all crowded in.
When we get some rain and they can spread out, that's exactly right. It's exactly what happened last year. Once they were able to kind of spread out, you didn't get that disease transmission as highly as we did when they're all concentrated in smaller areas.
Another reason to hope for some rain. Duck hunters got some good news this week, or at least some signs of some good news to come when it comes to some digitization of those classic duck stamps.
Yeah, Scott, we went to an electronic license in Arkansas a number of years ago. Got a little bit of a transition period. Not everybody loved it at first, but I mean, it's the way the world's going. I mean, we can board airplanes with our phones, and so, we carry our licenses there. But one thing we haven't been able to do is carry the federal duck stamp. Now, there has been an electronic federal duck stamp option to buy, and so you have a 45-day grace period where that's good. That counts, like you show the game warden, and that counts. But then after that 45 days, you still have to have the physical stamp. Now, I want to be clear. This is not in effect for this year, but earlier this week, the House of Representatives overwhelmingly passed a bill that will allow the use of a total electronic duck stamp in the future. Now, at this point, we're still awaiting President Biden's signature on that. It passed with unanimous consent in the Senate earlier in the year.
A good sign.
I have no doubts that the president is going to sign it, but I do want to make it clear, this is not for this year. There will be a rulemaking process through the Fish and Wildlife Service that administers the federal duck stamp, but it's a really cool thing. We've allowed an electronic version of the Arkansas state duck stamp for a few years now. Now, we still send you the paper one, but you have to just show that on your phone or whatever, that you've purchased it and you're good. It'll be that way in the future, hopefully, with the federal duck stamp.
So some good news. It's going to be much more convenient, but the key takeaway is next year at the earliest.
Next year.
You still need your federal duck stamp.
I want to be clear too, because there's a lot of collectors out there and people, even hunters, who want to keep that stamp. You'll still get a paper stamp, but you will be able to use an electronic version of it, a designation on your hunting license, hopefully starting next duck season.
All right, so we're talking a lot about ducks, my favorite topic here on the report, but there are other things going on.
I don't mind talking ducks either, Scott.
Yeah, so a lot of kids out of school, but despite that, you guys still have a lot of activities going on over the next few weeks.
We do. Kids are getting out of school. They'll be out the next couple of weeks. I wanted to remind folks that, be prepared for the Christmas holiday modern gun hunt. Be prepared for the private lands antlerless only hunt, which is the last 3 days of the year. Then we got a youth hunt coming up after the first of the year too. Another thing, man, we've got a lot of stuff going on. Our nature centers love it when the kids are out of school and they plan all kinds of special activities. One I do want to mention specifically, you can go to agfc.com and find out on our Outdoor Network, Outdoor Skills Network report, calendar, everything that's going on. But 15th anniversary open house today at the Whit Stevens Jr. Central Arkansas Nature Center downtown. Absolutely free, lots of activities. If you want to learn a new skill, go down there and talk to our good folks and they'll get you lined up.
Well, they make these programs designed for kids, but I'll tell you, as an adult, you can have so much fun.
So much going on, man.
So much going on. All right, Trey, that's going to do it for us today. A lot to talk about. It is some of the best hunting times in Arkansas right now, so we'll keep you posted on everything you need to know. Again, next Saturday for another edition of the Outdoor Report.